In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your rear caliper on your Mini Cooper. It's located behind your wheel. Using a 17mm socket, we're going to remove our wheel. Be careful when you take the last one out. Make sure you have a good hand on that wheel in case. So we're going to put one lug nut stud back in and give it a good whack. Once you get it loose or free, if you're having the same problem anyways, you can remove your last lug nut. And remove the wheel. We're going to remove our cable from our parking brake. Use some wire cutters, pry against here, and pick it up and out. Now we can pull this out. You might need to use some penetrating oil to get that going. And you can pry in between here. And pull that out. Set it aside. You can use some wire cutters and just pull these out. Remove your spring clip, and now we're going to go on the other side and take our caps off our slide pins. Remove these caps so we can get to our slide pins. You can use a flathead screwdriver to pry them off if needed. And now we're going to use a 7mm Allen wrench or Allen socket and remove them. Your pin should not be taking that much to take out. It should come out more like that. So obviously we have a problem here. Now you can remove your caliper. Remove your caliper and hang it up. You can use a caliper hanger or a bungee. I'm going to remove this pad as well. And now we're going to take out the two bolts here and here to take this bracket off. Using a 13mm socket with an extension, I'm going to remove this bolt and also this one up here. And this one. Just make sure you have a good hand on the bracket. Remove your bracket. Slide your caliper in, and you want to get your first bolt started. Doesn't matter which one you want to do. Now we're going to tighten those down and torque them to 48 foot-pounds. Torque this to 48 foot-pounds. We're going to pull up on this pad to remove it. Before doing any hydraulic work, it's a good idea to press your brake pedal down and hold it down with something like a pry bar or a pole. That way you don't lose as much fluid, and it's easier to bleed the brakes after. Now we're going to loosen up our hose. Make sure that you're supported with a hanger. It's a 14 millimeter. I'm using a line wrench. You can brace it like this if you need to loosen it. Once it's loose, you're going to unscrew the caliper from the hose. You can either hold the hose like this, but if it's really rusty, you might want to put your wrench here to hold it still. Just make sure the hose doesn't twist. We're not going to lose a lot of fluid because we have our brake pedal pressed, but we do have a drip pan below just in case. Let's put our new caliper on. I'm going to thread it on. Make sure it's not cross-threaded. It should go on easily. When it stops, you can stop. We're going to tighten it up after. And just hang it up one more time. Make sure your surface is clean and install your pads. This one goes on the inside. You're going to slide the piston into that between these spring clips, and the other one goes on the other side. Make sure your pins are out so they don't get hung up. You can unhook your caliper and push it on. Push the pins in so they're engaged. We already greased up our pins and made sure there was plenty of silicone paste inside these boots here. And now we're just going to tighten these up. We're going to torque those to 20 foot-pounds. Might as well take our hanger out of here. Put your plastic caps back in. We're just going to tighten up our hose, make sure it's tight. Now we're going to put this in, feed it up through. I put some silicone paste in there to ease the getting it in there. There is a flat spot on the cable. Make sure you line that up and push it through. Once it's in, you're going to push the cable into the bracket. Now we're going to install our spring clip. Put it on one side, feed it through the other. Make sure it's fully in. And press it in. You might need to use a little bit of a tap with a hammer. Now that we're done our hydraulic work, we're going to release our brake pedal. I'm going to give it a few pumps. Make sure that pedal's at the top. And now we can proceed to our gravity bleed. We're going to remove our bleeder screw cap. I'm going to loosen it. And we're going to wait for some brake fluid to come out for this gravity bleed. I have a rag here to catch the fluid, and also a drip pan below. And we're looking at the air bubbles coming out, waiting for those to stop. All right, so we're looking for air bubbles. It looks like a pretty good steady stream at this point, so I'm going to close it down. I'm gonna clean it up. Make sure you clean the area. Let it air dry, and then you can put your cap back on. Make sure you top off your master cylinder and fill it up to the max. Now you can get in your car, check your brake pedal, make sure it's nice and hard and at the top. If it's not and it feels squishy or it doesn't feel like it's all the way at the top, you're going to have to do a full brake bleed procedure. Let's install our wheel. When you do that, make sure you're all lined up. Keep a good hand on it and get one of these started. And do the rest. Let's tighten these down. We're going to do that in a crisscross manner. And you're going to walk the wheel on. We're going to torque our wheels to 95 foot-pounds. We're going to do that in a crisscross pattern. Sometimes these get stuck. First thing you want to do is remove your old fluid, clean off your cap, remove it, inspect it, make sure it's good. And now we're going to use a siphon. Make sure you have a drip pan next to it. And we're going to pull out the old fluid. I'm going to take a little bit out first, then take out that filter. I'm going to use a pair of skinny needle nose pliers and pull out the filter. And now we can pull out the rest of the fluid. Continue until it's empty. Let's put our filter in now that that's empty, and we're going to fill it up with clean fluid. Make sure you use what the manufacturer recommends. Usually says it on the cap. This one says .4, so I'm going to use .4 brake fluid. You're going to fill that up until you get to the max line. Once you fill that up, you're going to put your cap back on and clean the area. Now let's get ready to bleed our brakes. The procedure is right rear, left rear. Then we're going to stop and check our master cylinder and make sure it's nice and full, top it off. And then we're going to continue on with right front to left front. All right, so we're going to begin the brake bleed procedure. I have someone in the vehicle that's going to help me out. We're at the right rear wheel. I'm going to take off this cap. And you also need to take off this wear sensor wire. And you can just put that off to the side. You're going to need something to catch your fluid in. You can put that right on top of the bleeder screw when it's time. We're going to start by asking the person in the vehicle to pump it up. He's holding pressure on the brake pedal. And we're going to loosen up our bleeder using a 10mm wrench. Make sure you put that on top. It's to the floor. We're going to close it down. And we're going to keep doing this until we no longer see air bubbles running through. Looks like we're pretty good over here. I'm going to close that down and take off our catcher. I'm going to clean it off. using some brake parts cleaner. Now we can put this back on. And also this one. And now we're going to move to the left rear. We just got done the first two wheels, and now we're going to top it off. Remove your cap and fill it up to max. Put your cap back on and continue the rest of your brake bleed procedure. Now we're at the right front. We're going to take off the bleeder cap the same way we did in the rear. And just leave that hanging. I'm going to use a 10mm wrench. Pump it up, please. He's holding. It's to the floor. Close it down. Pump it up, please. It's holding. To the floor. Not seeing any air in that. I'm going to close it down. Clean off the area. Let that air dry and then put your cap back on. And then we're going to continue to our left front. Your left front wheel also has the wear indicator wire on the bleeder screw. Make sure you remove that before beginning your bleeding procedure. Remove your cap and top it off. Make sure it's at max. Put your cap back on.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.